It's Dads, Lads and Kebabs.
4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to episode 19 of Dads, Lads and Kebabs. How are you all doing? Mickey boy, how's it going, my friend? What's with the creepy face? Good morning to you. Good afternoon.
That's my normal face. Yeah, 19. Can you believe that? Where are the weeks going? Scowling.
I know.
Yeah, ooh, fucking scary.
Creepy as shit face. How's things going, man? Are you good?
I'm okay. My bones hurt from the gym. But yeah, I'm getting old.
I'm not too old for this shit.
When I hit it hard like 4 times a week doing weights, it does catch up on me, and it's like, oh, leave me alone.
But you just can't let it phase you. You know, you're an old dog in the gym. You know, you've got a fucking deep heat up. You put some massage oil on. You know, but keep going. Don't. The problem is this day and age is the you know, you live your life without any pain or any backache, and if you do have backache, you think there's something wrong, or if you've got chest pain or anything, right? You go to the gym, you're going to ache the next day. You're going to have a bit of sore elbows. The way to get through it is, you know, eventually that pain will subside and something else will take its place. So keep going.
yeah. I will keep going now. I will power through.
See, that was my motivation for you this morning. This afternoon. No, we're not. We're on this evening now. All right. But keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. All right. And just get through it. One day at a time. Right. And, you know.
Thank you.
Don't you worry about it. These are the words of motivation here on Dads, Lads Kebabs. We're full of the motivation. You know, you've got to be positive. Because I'm sick of negative. I'm sick of people energy draining. That's how I feel. That's how I see people at the moment. Is if someone is in your life and they're just sucking their life out of you like a fucking brain worm. Do you know? You know those people though, right? You know those people. Do you know somebody in your life that just every time you see them, apart from yourself, just thinks you should just come just shit on my day. I hate those people.
The negativity that if the wind is blowing the grass the wrong way, they're in a mood for the rest of the day. Yes, I know.
Do you know what I mean? It's a sunny day, but then they're going to say, "Yeah, well, it might rain later." Oh, fuck off! You know those kind of people.
Get your umbrella out. Yeah.
Fuck off! Negative people. Fuck off.
Disgusting language. I've also been to Crispin's again. Yay!
I did see. I seen it. It looked like a
little visit.
Do you not mind going at night? Like, and I don't mean like the dark or anything like that, but it must be fucking freezing.
It was well warm yesterday.
It was warm.
About 8 o'clock. We were there. It's obviously still daylight. Didn't get dark till like, I don't know, 9:30, 9:15. So, yeah, it's. I love that place. I want to live.
You do love that place. You know, if I win the lottery, I'm gonna buy that clock tower just for you and have it re-erected in your garden.
No, I want it there. I'll stay there. Just build me a house on the site. That's fine.
Just buy one of the apartments that are for sale there.
That'll be quality when they finally build them. But they've done more building work since I went with your brother a few months ago.
God.
So yeah, they've built a wall at the front that's on the main road, and also some other they've made more holes and there's mud everywhere. But it's obviously still a building site, but there's still 2 buildings.
You love that shit. You fucking love that shit, don't you?
Still haunted as shit.
Oh, I imagine they are. You know, I don't think a mental institution, should we say, is ever going to change its spots. It's never going to be a nice place, is it? Do you think? Here's a question for you. Do you think? Because obviously we discussed this in the last podcast, and you know, we've been discussing ghost shit a lot. But do you think once those new houses are there, surely the spirits will remain in that area just because the building's gone?
Yeah, they will. So all them flats and houses that they build on the site, they will be haunted still. So
I bet you can't wait for the phone calls, can you? You can't wait for the phone calls. Can you come around, do an investigate? You'd be like, yeah, I know this guy. That's Terry, that guy. He's here all the time.
Too right, mate. I will be there, sitting in the car park waiting for the houses to be erected, as it were.
So, the
How have you
show
been?
today, people. I'm good. I am
We
really
haven't
good.
discussed you yet. Don't get ahead of yourself. How have
Always
you been?
discussing now. I'm good. I'm in a good place at the moment. I'm being happy. I'm being positive. I'm trying not to, like you said, I'm just trying to get on with day-to-day life. It's busy at the moment. You know, we're trying to plan family stuff and do trips and, you know, just get on with it. You know, this is what I realised. I was driving home the other day. You ever driving and a good song comes on, you think, actually, you know what? Life's all right.
Yeah.
I do love a good song on a drive, you know. It changes your whole mood, I think.
Do you ever go through a stage? Say later on today, you've got something it's hassle for you. It's something you don't really want to do. Say you've got to sort something out, or you've got to see some people you don't really want to. And then for a few days, it's like back of your mind. It's like it's just throbbing there. Really, like you're all happy, and then you remember that, and you think, "Oh fuck's sake." Do you ever think on the actual day, just for a split second, you think about that and think, "Oh, it'd be all right if I do it this way," or if it's, and then you're happy again about it, and
Yeah.
then it goes back to the shit bit.
I've got something right now that I've been putting off for days. So we've been having a clear out at home, summer clean or whatever it is, and summer clean around the house, and I've got to go to the tip. All right, I've got stuff. I've got a little corner stuff in the corner of the garden. I'm like, right, 3 days this week. I've been saying, you know, I'll take it today. I'll take it today. Have I done it? Have a fuck. And I don't know why I'm putting it off.
Do you ever think? I always used to be like this because when I moved out of my mum and dad's house, I used to go to the tip with my dad all the time. But when I moved out on my own, I would go myself, and I always think, well, what if the queue's massive, or I get the stuff out and they don't let me take it, like give it to them, put it in their big bins. Are they going to moan? Are they going to charge me? And I always used to get my dad to come with me.
Fuck it. I hate it.
Because it's easier if someone's with you, isn't it? It's the same with anything. But you don't mind doing something. It's weird.
There's always a queue. There's always a queue. And I remember last year, we bought some new garden furniture and stuff and all the packaging. And I was like, right, I'll take it to tip and I'll do it instantly. I was like, right, load up the car. I'm already dirty anyway, so I think, fuck it, I'll go to the tip now. Right. And I would literally load it up the car, like put it all in, and I was like, right, run down to the tip. And the queue were out the gates, down the road. You know the one I mean, don't you? Near Billing Aquadrome. Yeah. And it was like out the gate, down the road. And I was like, right, fuck. Yeah. And I was like, right, don't worry. I've got to get rid of it. Get in the queue. So I'm in the queue. And you know, in the feeling that I need a piss. I need a wee. All right, comes. And I'm like, oh, no, okay. So I'm like, all right, forget about it. You know, 10 minutes later, oh, shit, I actually do I need a piss now. I need a piss. Like, and I'm in a queue. I need to get rid of this rubbish. It's not like I can go home with fucking a car full of boxes. You know, I haven't got room for that stuff in my bins. So I was like, right, I need a piss. So I was like, kept going. And I was like, right, what do I do? And I'm like, right, do I get out of the queue? Do I fucking just try and hold it? And I was looking around, and the queue kept moving. I was getting in the queue, and then I'm in the tip then. So I'm in the tip. I can't go anywhere because you're in a one-way queue. I'm on site. And I was like, right, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm looking around the car, like, oh, is there a bottle? You know, looking for a bottle anywhere. And I fucking couldn't see a bottle. And oh, my God. I'm talking, by the time I got out of the car to get the rubbish in, I am walking like that to fucking get it in. I literally, the guy's like, cardboard's all the way down there. I was like, as soon as he turned, I ran up the nearest ramp that I could, chucked it in fucking wood or whatever, cardboard, fucking jumped back in the car, and I whizzed it down the A45 to McDonald's and literally just went fucking straight in. This was like mid-COVID as well, so I was like, I'm going to piss anywhere in a minute. I'll piss my petrol cap in a minute. Fucking when it, oh my God, the relief. It hurt that much. It was hurting at that point by the time I got there.
Sometimes when you really need a pee, it's like when you finish having sex. It's like so orgasmic, as it were. You're like,
yeah.
There's no better feeling in the world than when you are bursting for a piss. Like you say, that it hurts. when it starts to come out, and then it's like,
I'm awful with my bladder as well. Like, I'm one of these people that will neck, a litre of water within 10 minutes because I'll just go, oh shit, I've not had my water intake today. So then I'll fucking drink it and I'll be like, oh, I've had it now. And then constantly I'll go for a week, sit down, go for a week, sit down, go for a week. Fucking constantly, all the time. I piss myself off. The fact that I need to piss so much. But, yeah, cut short, man. That's my trip. I hate the tip, though. I fucking hate the tip. I hate the people that look around for things at the tip.
I've bought a mirror before. I bought a mirror. It's really nice. It was like £8. It was like virtually brand new. It was on a big stand and it was one of them spinny ones. Like the big oval ones. Yeah. As you can see if you're listening to this, you can't see nothing, but I'm wiggling my hands around. So I bought one of them before there. It's like brand new. I just bleached it when I got back.
It's not that. It's the people that hang around, like people chatting and stuff. I'm just like, listen, dump your fucking rubbish and just get out. Just get out. Can't be hanging around in the tip. But then, at least, you know what? At least people are using recycling centres. I can't stand litter dumpers, and I can't stand... My pet hates litter dumpers and people that don't pick their dog shit up.
Oh, yeah. Dirty fucks.
Like, I've seen so many people watch their dog do a shit and walk off. I'm one of those people that wind down the window. I'm like, look, pick your shit up. Pick it up.
There's poo there! Pick it up. Yeah. And
speeders. As I've got older, like, people speeding past schools and stuff, and I go mad. I slam my brakes on, I start fucking horning them. I just can't stand the thought of these idiots that are just so fucking stupid to think that they can drive how they like.
Yeah. Especially around schools. When I was at middle school, I think, so from age 10 to 13, there was 2 people got run over outside my school while I was in those years. So I know very well the problems with dickhead drivers that are speeding and don't stop outside schools.
No, they don't. They've got no consideration for anyone else. And do you know what? How many people get hit by cars by fucking idiot drivers? Most accidents happen because of, a driver's inability to fucking use his common sense and fucking stick to speed limits, man. And do you know what? I don't care how that makes me sound fucking like a granddad or whatever, but do you know what? When you become a parent, I don't think there's any worse feeling in the world if you fucking got that knock at the door.
Yeah.
That would be fucking awful. But yeah, dickhead drivers, I don't like the tip, and I fucking hate people that don't pick their dog shit up.
I just hate everybody.
But apart from that, I'm positive, man. I'm all good.
It's negative Niall today. That's what it is. I'm liking this side of you.
Have you ever been pulled? You ever been pulled over?
No, never.
No, I mean, I've never been pulled over either.
I've had the police come to my house twice to try and arrest me, but when I was like 12, playing football in where I used to live. There was a block of 3 garages. My mum and dad had one garage. My next door neighbour had the middle garage, and my friends down the road had the other garage. Well, all the kids in that, we used to play football against the garages. Like, someone would go and goal in the middle, which was my neighbour's garage, and they always used to shout, "Stop playing football! We're gonna call the police." Like, fuck off. And then one day, I was having my dinner, and the old Bill knocked on the door, and can we come in? I said, fuck's sake, really? Because we knew what was coming. Like, at this point, we sort of spoke to our neighbours anyway. But it's like, oh, you've been playing football, you start, and my dad went fucking mad. He was like, oh, I'm gonna go around and fucking kick his head in. How sad. There was about 4 or 5 different houses of kids. Like, it wasn't just me; it was my friends, their neighbours, and their neighbours, sort of thing. All the different kids from different houses in the street would play football, but they would always call the police on me. So what about the others?
Look at you! Look at you! You look like you should be doing a 12 stretch arm robbery.
And yeah,
Bronze.
twice they called the old bill on me. In the end, it's just like fuck off.
I've never had a run-in with the police. I'm a pretty good boy. I'm a good boy.
Yeah. But one time, my mum and dad were away because my mum used to work at the Cobblers Football Club, Northampton, and she was away on a Barnet trip. But someone spiked her drink on the coach, so she had to go to hospital in London. They took her off the coach and she went to hospital. So my dad had to go get her, like to go and see if she's all right, and then pick her up and bring her home. And at this point, my next door neighbours, there's loads of us playing football, and they threatened. They actually come out of a hammer to try and chase me, like one of their kids. He was like older than us. It's like 2 years older, and they were looking for me with hammers. I fucking legged it because my front door was locked, but the whole family were outside the house, so I couldn't go in. So what I did, I managed to obviously didn't have phones in them days to ring your mates, so I have to sort of like run around the street and hide and like try and get my mates' attention to come and. I gave him my house key to go inside, like the front door, lock it. I said, make sure you lock it when you go in. Come round the back and open the back door so I could get in my house. Because they were looking for me with fucking hammers. That's my neighbour. Can you believe that?
Oh, God. So when we were kids...
Over a football. Wow.
But that's neighbours, though. Like, I was like talking about neighbours. When we were kids, like me and my brother, like... We had this grumpy, I wouldn't say old, but oldish man next door. He was a dick. He spoke to his wife like shit. We could hear everything. Yeah. He was loopy. He used to stand out and talk to his fish in his pond. Like, he used to do weird shit. Like, in the summer, he'd take his TV out to the garden and sit and watch like old videotapes in the garden and stuff. And just used to sit there and, oh God. I mean, me and my brother, like anytime he could have a go at me and my brother for anything, like he would. Like me and my brother, we were adventurous kids, right? We used to build fucking ramps in the garden for our bikes and
what, Ben?
We used to build yeah, me and Ben, we used to build dens. Yeah. Like I remember we built a treehouse once when we were kids and fucking Ben and his mates covered it in crosses. You know, fucking just random shit like that, right? We used to do some random shit. But anyway, this guy, he was called John, and he was a fucking knobhead. Any chance he could come out, he'd be like, I'm telling you, as soon as your mum gets home, I'm having a word with her about you two. And I'd be like, oh, fuck off. That's how we used to be. We used to, like, because Ben was older. Yeah. So Ben was more protected. He'd be like, oh, fuck off, you old prick. And it's just random shit like that. And it was so funny. But in the end, it became a game to me and Ben. We used to say, what can we do to piss John off? What can we do? So, I mean, we took it quite far. Like, we went round one night and unscrewed his letterbox off his door. We took the exhaust clips off his car, so when he drove, the fucking exhaust just fell on the floor. Yeah, this is shit we did when we was kids.
Wow.
And then one day, we got. Do you remember those little packets of like 10p water balloons you could buy?
Yeah.
The little square packet. Yeah, we must have fucking bought the whole box of them. Anyway, like we spent at least an hour filling them up, and we had one of those bins in the kitchen, plastic bins, and we took the bag out and fucking filled the bin full of water balloons. Anyway, we went in the garden. We got a sheet of corrugated iron, took it to the bottom of our garden, made it out like so you couldn't see us at all, and then we just started. It was just fucking behind this corrugated iron sheet and was like, John, oi, John. No, we were just shouting, John, wait. And I'm talking like this was summer. This was like 6-week holidays, and like this could have been like 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's early. You know, my mum used to be like, when we were kids, like she'd obviously have to go to work in the day, so it'd be like me and Ben at home, and she'd be leaving at like 6:30 in the morning, so we'd have the whole fucking day just to fuck around basically, and we fucking used to get up to all sorts of shit. But anyway, so we were behind this corrugated iron sheet, and like obviously his house was at the back of the garden, so next to our house, but we was at like far end, and we had a big garden.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're shouting his name. We seen a bit of curtain twitching and that sort of stuff. Obviously, he couldn't see anything. And then that was it. We fucking unleashed hell and started pelting his house with fucking water balloons. And like, I'm talking, they were the ones that stuck to the windows. But obviously, we'd have a break in between just to see if like he'd come out. And eventually, he'd come out. So we fucking stayed quiet. He went back in, but he was there in his garden shouting, "The fuck's going on here?" and all that sort of stuff. And fucking anyway, we fucking carried on going. Lo and behold, right, this corrugated iron was propped up against a crabapple tree. Well, I didn't realise that some of the crab apples have actually fallen into the bin. So as I'm reaching in, fucking constantly throwing balloons, one of them's a crab apple. Anyway, it fucking pelts the window. Didn't smash, but it fucking pelted. It made this massive bang. He come out and went ape shit. But as he come out, he looked over our fence because we had like one of those waist height fence. Comes out, looks at our fence, and obviously he's looking into our house, going, Ben, Niall, come out! And then we're like, obviously just didn't fucking move, stayed there. Anyway, after a while, we fucking went back in, and we fucking, oh god, we were creasing for hours. Anyway, as soon as our mum got home from work, Ben and Niall have been up to all sorts again today. They were throwing stuff at my. Anyway, well, you know, we died with a lie. We fucking died with a lie, and that was it. You know, it never got spoke. My mum, he come round, tried to like blame me and Ben, and was like, "Mum, look for the water balloons, look for the packets. Like they'll be in the bin or somewhere. Look for them." I was like, "We haven't done anything." You know, we were angels in our mother's eyes until she caught us doing stuff, and fucking we were fucking done for. We used to do all sorts of shit though. That's the kind of stuff that kids don't do today. Like, no. Honestly. Go and piss your neighbour off. Just, you know, if you're a kid, fucking go and have some fun. Go and fucking, you know, we used to go down like big hills on skateboards and stuff and build fucking ramps. And I was the dummy. I was the test dummy for all my brother's fucking stunts. He would be like, "No, you try it first. You try it first."
You ain't stupid.
No. So fucking yeah, I was the test dummy, but I was stupid enough to fucking do it.
Did you ever find wood in the woods, like spare bits of wood, and make ramps for your bike?
Yeah,
like
that was it.
About? And then you used to get your mates to lay at the end of the ramp, and you'd see how many you could jump over.
You could see how many you could clear. Like, how professional do people think they are to try and clear somebody? Do you know what I mean? How many kids have had crushed ribs from somebody landing on a bike? Some shit like that. Like, we used to... I grew up in a village, so it was all about basically just messing around and like finding whatever fun you could. Like we used to go and hang around. Like it sounds fucking stupid now, but we used to go and like hang around on the railway tracks. Like fucking, like we used to like because obviously the railway people would leave loads of materials behind. So I remember somebody built a zip line out of like out of the wire. And then they were using the railway pins, which are like sort of like hexagonal things. And then we was using zip lines down like the trees and stuff. And that's where we used to go and smoke. We used to go and smoke down like there. Yeah. Like used to be a place, and they used to call it Tramps Island. That's what it's called because a tramp lived down there once. Once. This one time at band camp.
Band camp, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god! Like some of the shit we used to get up to, and there was like a quarry. We lived near a quarry as well. That like, oh my god!
Yeah,
we had a party at quarry once. We had a fucking full on party. Nicking our parents' alcohol, going down to quarry. Like kids don't do that shit anymore. I mean, I'm sure they do, but the thing is, it's too publicised. Kids are probably, you can't get away with it before. There was no proof back in the day. Now somebody Snapchats it. There's a fucking video of you all fucking getting pissed at a quarry.
Well, no, they advertise it on Facebook. Oh, come to the quarry. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, we used to climb onto the conveyor belts, right? So obviously, there used to be mountains of sand everywhere. It was a sand quarry, mountains of sand everywhere, and we used to like run and jump off the cliffs, like, and I'm talking like 30, 40 foot drops, and just jump onto piles of sand. We're fucking idiots. But then we used to climb like the conveyor belts as well, like on top of the massive piles, and fucking jump up them and roll down the hills. Mum used to fucking, oh god. She must have used to do my washing and think, where the fuck has he been?
Yeah.
Like, we did all sorts of shit, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, kids nowadays, they just sit on their tablets and phones, don't they? They never go out. Although it's a scarier place now. There's so many fucking evil people in the world now.
No, yeah, that's it. That's it. And I think, like, as a boy, and like as a boy growing up, I couldn't think of anything funner than building dams and stuff. I used to build dams and that. We used to go down to the local brook and fucking build big dams for no reason at all, just to make the water deeper in one bit and then fucking chill there all day.
Yeah, build a den in the woods.
Like, we used to walk as well. We used to go on walks, like really long walks. We used to pack loads of food and stuff. And we like, you know, we'd tell each of the parents we're staying at this person's house or this person's house, and we'd just go on some walks. We'd walk to like 3 other villages because we knew some girls that lived there from school. So we'd go.
Yeah.
We used to say we're going to see the girls. So we used to fucking go and see the girls from school. None of us ever got any action. You know, it was never that good. But we'd literally like go there and fucking organise it, and then we'd get the girls come out of us, and then we'd end up in a field fucking drinking and smoking and whatever.
Yeah, well, when you used to go meet girls back in them, or definitely in my day when I was at school, like, oh, I've got a girlfriend. The girlfriend back in them days was, will you go out with me? Yeah, that was it. You didn't hang around with them. You didn't kiss them. You didn't do nothing. You just said, oh, you're Michael's girlfriend or whatever. Or do you
remember when people used to break up and then they'd make such a big deal about it when they were kids?
Yeah, and
but like, oh, did you hear so and so broke up?
I remember one time I was at my lower school, so I must have been about 8. I was going out with this girl, going out as it were, and then another person asked her, "Oh, such and such wants to go out with you. Will you go out with him?" And I heard her say yes, and I'm like, "Fuck you, you're with me." I was well.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
I didn't talk to her again, but
bitch.
And
wonder what that bitch is doing now. She's probably 12 kids and on the fucking dole.
Nowadays, at like 10, 11, they're having sex, and it's like, wow. I didn't even know what a dick was when I was fucking 11. You know.
I did. I was an altar boy.
All I did with it, yeah, dirty fuck, was piss out of it. Well, you didn't know what it was. The vicar knew what it was now. The vicar knew your dick better than you did.
Oh, that's why I got all the extra attention.
Don't talk about religion. Sorry, God. Sorry, podcast family.
But do you know what? I think that like that childhood thing that kind of goes across the globe, doesn't it? You know, boys fuck around as kids. You know, we didn't know what we wanted to do. We didn't have any ambition. You know, we just kind of fucked around. You know, the problem is that when some of these kids that fucked around, they're still fucking around now. They didn't grow up. No. You know, they didn't. Like, and I don't want to grow up in the sense of my sense of humor and you know how fun I am. But do you know what I mean? Sometimes you've got to fucking be real about yourself and say, look, you kind of got to grow up a little bit. You got to stop doing. This shit. Like, I was never into drugs or anything like that. I wasn't really into drinking that much. I used to do it because everyone else did it. I'd just get drunk with everyone else. But then, like, as I got older, like, I had mates that started smoking weed and stuff, and I was terrified of it. These people that used to smoke weed, I used to be like, obviously, I used to hang around at a skate park a lot. So when I'd be at a skate park, there's always a stoner at a skate park smoking weed. And I used to be like, what if I smell of it? My mum's going to go mad. Like, and I used to think, what happens if you smoke that stuff? And like, I used to hear horror stories like, oh, people die if they smoke weed, and just be like, fucking, oh man, like that kind of drugs and that were never for me. I was never really into that side of things. But yeah, girls, man, I remember I got a little bit older. Like, I'm talking like 14, 15, 16, chasing skirt, man. I think I fell into my element at probably about 13. Obviously, I moved away. I lived in Cornwall for a little while. And
surfer chicks, surfer girls in their wetsuits.
Best. Honestly, the thing is, I was in the emo days, so I had like the long hair that was like, and I convinced my mum to let me dye my fringe blonde. So I had a I had like a blonde devil's lock that come down here, and it was like partially shaved. So I had quite a cool haircut for certain chicks that like that. So it was kind of like I cleaned up. I had like 3 or 4 girls at one time when I was like, year 9, year 10, and then obviously moved again because my mum's job moved. So and then I moved to an area where it was all about short hairstyles and tracky bottoms, and like I was like, oh shit, I need to kind of get with the program. I can't go to school and I can't be this. So then again, I fell into another little crowd where I was kind of like, quite popular in that crowd, and then I was getting into fights at school, totally changed as a person. But then I was all into chasing birds then, and then I got my first proper girlfriend, proper girlfriend, and then fucking hell, and the rest is history. But
now he's got a real girlfriend. He's got a real girlfriend and a baby.
She's not there, by the way. Yeah, and now I'm a dad.
She's there. Sorry.
She's not there. She's not there. She's just me today. Just me in the pink cushions. Look, just me.
I like it.
I do. But yeah, do you know what? I don't regret anything I did growing up. I did some good stuff. I had fun. Did you have fun? Did you have fun like growing up and experiencing? Yeah. I mean, how old were you when you first got married? If you don't mind me asking. When you first got married.
First, I've been married twice. I must have been 2004. Yeah, 2004 I got married. First time. How old was I then? 20, 23? 24?
That's young, man.
24, 25. I bought my first house when I was 23.
Wow.
23. And then I got married at 24. Had my first son at 25. So it was like in order. We need to get a house, then we'll get married, then we'll have a kid. Like proper structure.
Structure, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I always tell people to go against. Go against structure, I don't know who tells these people, because obviously, I mean, for you did that. What was your main reason for doing the structure? Like,
I don't know.
Did it just fall into place?
Yeah, I thought this is what we'll do. Like, we'll get married after we have a house, because then we've got somewhere to live, like proper. We can't live in different houses and be married. It's weird. So, yeah, we were able to buy our first house, and he paid only 5,000 deposit as well. That was pretty good.
Motherfucker.
But yeah.
But what I'm saying is the structure is like people these days, especially, I don't know, young lads, young girls, like, do they feel the need that that's what you have to do? You have to, find a bird, settle down, have a couple of kids, get married, do it every which way around you want, get a house, get a mortgage, and then that's it. I
don't know. Do you know what? I feel sorry for the younger generation now that like mid-teens, they're going to be finding themselves in the world, finding partners, getting jobs, moving in, getting a house. I so wouldn't want to do that again. I feel so sorry for them having to go through heartache, problems, cheating, losing baby, having a baby, breaking up, all that shit.
Yeah, but that's part of life, man.
I know, but I've done all that shit. I don't want to do it again.
I remember my first heartbroken. I remember I split. I remember I was in an age, I was with a girl from when I was like 16 to maybe I just turned 18. And I thought, oh my God, this is going to be for age. And she was older than me, so she was already going out and stuff. So she was going out with friends, and obviously I worked in a bar then as a glass collector because I was 17. And I was so jealous of the fact that, like, I was like, oh my God, I got this girlfriend, she's going out all the time, she's getting drunk and all that. And then, like, as soon as I hit 18, I was like, do you know what? This was me rebelling. And I was like, right, do you know what? Sack it. I don't want a girlfriend anymore. I'm going out. And because I was discovering choice, I was gymming it a lot, so I was in good shape and fucking, I was like, I had choice back then. I was like, oh, I was a slut. That's a word. So for me, it was all about the fun, and I was just like, I didn't want a girlfriend. But anyway, it kind of did the whole switcheroo thing. Like, so we broke up, and she was heartbroken. She was gutted, and I was so selfish in my own ways of saying, look, no, I don't want to get back together. This is all about me, and I want to do what I want to do. And then anyway, it kind of fizzled out, and the phone call stopped, and the can we get back together text stopped, and all that. And then I was pissed off that they stopped.
And she was on someone else's knob.
Oh, I mean, she was bouncing. She was probably, sucking dick somewhere else. So then I was like, shit. Like, and the thing is, this is classic. That's a classic scenario. One person's hurting, the other person thinks it's all great and I'm living life. And then it does a little switcheroo. And then that person slowly starts to get over it. Whereas you are no longer you're no longer in control of the emotions anymore. And I kind of was like, oh crap, what have I done here? Like, going out ain't all that. And, chasing different girls ain't all that. No, I had a girl that I did stuff with. Like, we did stuff on a weekend and we thought about each other and it was good. And then I was like, oh crap. And then I wanted her back. But being the young man that I was too stubborn to say anything. And then eventually when I did try and say something, she was like, I'm with somebody else now. And I was like, oh, crushed. So then, just moved on and carried on living. But I remember real heartache, man. I remember that. How many times, some people get heartbroken all the fucking time. But I've never had a lot of relationships. I was never one for relationships, like getting in and out more time. It was never for me.
I went from having no relationships. I didn't really have girlfriends at school. Only like the early years at school when you don't do nothing. When I could do something, I was into football and like mess about with the lads and stuff. But girls were good to look at. I used to like Mufti Day at school when they didn't have uniform on and they'd come in
Mufti Day.
and they'd have little skirts on and crop tops so the boobs are up, and it's like, you go to your mates, have you seen such and such? You see what she's wearing? It's like, oh my God. And like fucking horny little fuckers we were. And it's
boys were, man. They were.
That was the best pound you ever spent to pay for the Mufti Day, not to wear uniform. But yeah.
There was always one kid that would forget his Mufti Day and come in his uniform. There was always that one kid.
Yeah, and you think, I feel sorry for you. I've only had I think 4 relationships. So I went from nothing to proper feet first in. My first relationship, I was 18. I was 18. And I was with her for 13 months. And then she cheated on me with my friend. But the thing that made me laugh was I didn't know at the time. She broke up with me. And then I was really, really heartbroken. And obviously it's my first girlfriend. I was writing her love notes and all this shit, sending them to her. Because we didn't have phones back in them days, so there was no texting or anything. You'd ring the house phone if you wanted to see someone to arrange stuff. I was actually at Western Fable in the shop buying her flowers. And I had my note. I was going to drop it round to her house. And I actually saw her and her mum up the shop. And I had all this stuff in my hand. And I'm like, oh, do you want... Because they had their shop. And I said, do you want to lift back? Because they were going to get a taxi or the bus. So I took them back in the car. And then, obviously, her mum went inside and I gave her the flowers and stuff. And she took me back. And then I really hit it hard that week. Only lasted a week. But the thing is, she was still sort of involved with my mate, which I didn't know at the time. So every day I was away, banging away, and then going to tell him. I didn't know that they were together. So, and I thought, oh dear. And then she finished. Then we finished like the week later, and it's like, okay, sort of thing. And then I didn't want a relationship. Then I went out with a friend. But
wow, well that's it, isn't it? Payback's a bitch, and karma's a stripper name.
But her friend was really nice, to be fair. Really nice person. We got on really well. I still see her now and again, like in shops and that, and we say hello and stuff. So yeah, she's nice. Yeah, and then I got with my first wife about 2 months later, and then I'm now with my wife I'm with now. So I didn't have like casuals between. It was all or nothing with me, and I think maybe that's why the attitude I have, the fact that all the dating scene and all that shit, I can't be asked for that. Maybe because I've never really done it. I've always had female friends and then like tried to get with them, sort of thing, get with their friend, because it's like, oh, they're nice, and you spend time with them.
Again, second that I've never, I can hand on heart say I've never done a cheating. I've never done it. Never would. I've been cheated on, but I've never done the cheating. I've never. No. To my knowledge, I've never cheated. Well, not to my knowledge, I know I haven't cheated. But
he thinks,
God, I've definitely had some dates in my time. I've had a few dates, definitely. God, some funny dates. I remember
one time we were at work and you said, "Oh, there's my neighbour," and my neighbour's. What was her name? Famous singer, not Taylor Swift. The other one from England. Oh, the blonde. Ellie Goulding. Yeah, he said, "Oh, my neighbour's Ellie Goulding." I was like, "Fuck off! She doesn't live in Northampton." And he kept sending me pictures. Oh, she keeps waving at me out the window and like, "Oh, this shit," and I'm like, fuck off. Like, and you really played on this story. And I'm like, nah, it can't be. Little things in my head are thinking, maybe it's true. It is. But then I thought, hey, you twat. And then you said, no, it just looks like
just a fit neighbour. God. But yeah. God. Date-wise, man, yeah, I've had some funny dates, man. Like, I remember when I was 18, and I remember taking a girl when I was 18, and my card declined.
Oh no! Can you pay?
No, right. So my bank card declined because it was a new card and I hadn't activated it yet. So, like, I had to, because obviously, and it was that new. It still had the sticker on the front. So I was like, oh shit, we're in a restaurant and my fucking card declined. And I'm talking, we're in somewhere like I used to have a go-to restaurant for dates. I used to take, I remember one week I went on like 3 different dates to the same restaurant. I'm sure the staff used to look at me like, who the fuck is this
guy?
This guy's a pimp. But yeah, I remember, my card declining, and I was like, oh shit, my card's declined. And I was like, okay, well, I was like, give me a second, I'm gonna have to go cash point. Anyway, it must have looked like I'd left this girl because I went out and the first cash point I went to wasn't working. I was like, right, shit, run up the street to the next cash point. Anyway, got the money out, come back, and it's fine. But I must have been gone like 15 minutes. This girl must have think this guy's fucking done a runner on me. She fucking sat there. Oh my God. Yeah. Turns out we didn't see much of her after that. She probably thought this kid's broke. This kid's, and oh God, I was when I was a kid. I used to get paid for my job. I used to work in a camping shop. I worked in a camping shop and then I worked in bars. As soon as I turned 18, I was all about working in bars. I think that's where a lot of the women I used to speak to when I was younger were all older women. I was all about the older. I was all about the older women. All about the older women when I was younger.
When you get old women, they've been let out the house. They're a bit naughty because they're having drinks.
This was it. This was
young barman.
We used to do like in the bar that I worked at. There was always like a lot of staff Christmas parties, and like we used to get a lot of schools in there. So there were teachers as well. And oh my God, my perception of teachers changed. I was like, teachers are dirty bitches, man. But yeah, it was good. I don't regret nothing I did growing up, nothing at all. And I tell you what, one of the best things I did, right? So me and a good mate of mine, he just split up from his girlfriend, and it was like it was just coming up to summer, and he was pretty low about it because he was pretty serious about his girlfriend, and we said, well, let's plan a lad's holiday. Let's go on a holiday. Lads holiday. Anyway, we tried to get some of the lads together. Typical, all the lads say they're up for it. Half of them have got no money. They're all working or whatever. They're all skint. because we're all young. And me and my mate, obviously, we both had money because we both had good jobs. And we said, let's go lads holiday. And we said, well, what are we going to do? Where do we want to go? And we couldn't pinpoint a place where we wanted to go. So we did a little European trip. And I think we started off in Amsterdam and obviously did the full Amsterdam experience. You know, smoked a little reefer. You know, went to a few strip clubs. Had fun. Oh god, stupid shit. It's fucking. Oh, we were good. Like we went to some of like really fancy bars, and we used to fucking. I remember this is a good thing, right? So we went to the Hilton Sky Bar in Amsterdam, right? Really fancy place. We got all dressed up, went there. Anyway, we had a few drinks and whatever, had a good night. Got chatting to some birds from England. I can't remember where they were from. I think they were Scousers, actually. Anyway, they were all like, oh, buy us drinks, buy us drinks. So towards the end of the night, it was like, yeah, no worries, we're going to leave soon and we're going somewhere else. Towards the end of the night, I was like, look, the girl was like, oh, buy us some drinks before you leave. I was like, yeah, no worries, we're going up to the bar to pay our tab anyway. I'll get you some drinks and I'll send them over to the table. So we went up to the bar and we got a tray full of shots of water. Shots of water. And we said, look, this is a joke. We said this is a joke to the woman. Anyway, she was making them up. And she was like, what do you want me to do with them? I was like, oh, can you take them over to the table and say they're from the boys that had just left? So those girls got some shots full of water. But yeah, we did Amsterdam, we did Belgium, but then we got to Belgium and it was a shithole. Kind of got to, you know, like...
I've been Belgium once, had some chocolate fucked off.
Yeah. What's Belgium famous for? Chocolates and child abuse. And they only invented the chocolates to get to the kids.
Oh, nice. Naughty.
That's a joke from a film. I just remember that joke. It sticks in my head about Belgium every time. But yeah, we went to Belgium. It was a shit. We literally got to the train station in Belgium, and it was like, this place is weird. Like, it wasn't nice at all. I remember we grabbed some food and was like, right, where to next? And nothing was planned. I think the first hotel was planned, and maybe another one was planned when we went somewhere else, but we had nothing was set in stone. So we had no flights, no travel, nothing booked. So everything was booked instantly, just there, like, okay, we can get a flight now, we can get a train in an hour. So we just did like that. And do you know what? I never had a lot of confidence in traveling. I was quite, you know, I couldn't travel alone back then. Yeah. I don't think I could have done it. But like we did this trip and it was like, so we got to Belgium and then was like, right, what do we do now? And was like, right, we can get a flight from such and such airport in like 4 hours. And I think our next destination was Budapest. And so we did that. But I'm talking, these are like random flights at random airports in the middle of nowhere. And I remember we got on this local bus full of like, just like, Belgium's obviously quite a poor country. So it seems it anyway. It doesn't seem very well equipped. Anyway, so we got on this random bus and just think, and we drove through some of these neighborhoods in Belgium. And it's like, oh my God, this is going to go badly. It's going to go wrong. Gripping onto everything with dear life, like our bags. Bearing in mind, we went for like 3-4 weeks and we packed everything in the one backpack.
Yeah.
So we were washing shit on the go and all that sorts of stuff. And so yeah, we did that. We went to Budapest. And we booked like this penthouse apartment in Budapest. And it was off the chain. It was wicked. Penthouse apartment, but it cost us nothing. Like, it was so cheap. It must have been like 30 quid a night. This really big, fancy apartment, which is awesome. Stayed in bit. And went to the baths in Budapest. I don't know if you've seen them. They have like outside baths where they have like parties in there and like raves and stuff. We went there during the day.
Yeah.
But that was awesome. We climbed like this massive mountain thing in Budapest, which is wicked. And then just carried on going. Just basically carried on going, made our way through and jumped on. We went on a night train and fucking all sorts of stuff. And it was funny as shit. Stayed in a hostel. Never stayed in a hostel before. Never stayed in a hostel. And we stayed in quite a nice hostel. This was like kind of like an upper class hostel. And like we met this bloke from Leicester. This bloke, obviously bearing in mind we're like 21. I think I was 21. My mate was 20. And met this bloke from Leicester. He's on my Instagram actually, so he sees this. So it'd be funny as shit. And he was fucking awesome. But he must have been like 35, and like he was like, we got chatting to fucking all sorts of people. Like we met some Australian lads. We went out on this day trip to these Australian lads. Like, and just like I've never done anything like that. Never.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would. I didn't think I'd do anything like that. But like we went to like these waterfalls, like these famous waterfalls in Croatia. Just the best trip. Like I say to anyone, if you want to do something like that, if you want to make a trip and do something, and obviously if you're financially able to do it, just do it. Like I think I did that whole trip on like less than like maybe like $2,000.
Yeah.
Like
that's a good price, good value. If
no,
you don't
there
mind
were no
traveling and staying where you were staying. Yeah.
Yeah, because like some places we stayed were nice. Like we stayed in we stayed in some nice places. We stayed in like average places, and then like it was good though. It was, and nothing was planned either. I'll say to anyone, do it that way. If you're going to do something, do it that way, because we did so many little things that made the trip so much better.
Yeah.
Like don't go with a plan like, oh, today we're going to on our itinerary we're going to do this. Like, we were like. You know what I mean? In Amsterdam 1 minute and it was raining, there was storms, and we were going to fucking all sorts of places. To the next minute we're laying on a beach in Croatia and like fucking jumping off cliffs and stuff. It was like,
wow,
awesome trip. But yeah, it was, I think like, if you want to do something, just do it. I mean, if you must, obviously I know you want to go to New York and stuff, but obviously you like to get out, you like to travel. There must be so many places you want to see. I've got a list as long as my arm, but now my priorities have changed. I want to see them with my family. Like there's so much I want to do with my missus and my daughter together as a family, because I want to teach my daughter so much about. So she's so eager to learn about things. So now I can do the things that I want to do with my family, and that's again, it's just a whole different era now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I want to go to Russia. I want to go to Moscow, see Red Square and all that. But it's all right because my wife can speak Russian, fluent Russian, so her mum's Russian. So, las vidanya and all that
Spasiba.
shit. Spasiba, yeah. Thank you, you're welcome. Privyet. And, so Moscow, I think would be awesome, and especially in the winter when it's cold. Moscow, yeah, Americans say. And they have their little Russian hats, don't they? Their furry hats.
The big things with the flaps. Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
all right, if you go to Russia, I want one of those. I want you to bring me one of those back. That's what I want. I'll wear it on a podcast show. That's what we'll do. On our travels, we got to buy something that the other person's got to wear related to that area. So I'll get you something from Florida. You can get me something from New York.
Yeah, I'll bring you a Blair Witch statue, the tree statue from the museum. Yeah. Oh. Hang it in your garden and make sure it's possessed.
Just bring me back a hot dog or something.
Or some soil from the conjuring house, from the garden.
You're gonna take some.
Fuck
you know you're gonna take some. You know you're gonna take some. You're gonna literally like wet the bottom of your shoes and go fucking stand in the dirt.
Pick it off, scrape into a bag. Yeah, and then stick a sticker wherever we go abroad.
How is the sticker slapping going? Have you managed to
I've not done any yet. I'm shit.
I think I've only got like 2 or 3 left. I'm gonna have to order some more.
I'm gonna get some big ones made. So they'll be about this size, as opposed to that size. So.
You got to get that sticker slapping.
But I want to get some different ones made up. But yeah.
Well, I got a surprise coming. It's taking a little time because it's on a slow boat from
China.
It's on a slow boat, so it's coming. So just hold tight, people. This is gonna be funny. But yeah, so travel-wise, yeah, I love traveling. But like I said, my priorities have changed now. I've experienced the things I did, and do you know what I say? Don't live with any regret. Don't live with any regret. I haven't got no regrets in my life. I mean, I have.
you can't really regret stuff because you wouldn't be the person you are now, and you wouldn't be in this position, and you wouldn't have learned what
No,
you've learned. I don't think you
exactly.
can.
And
I don't regret anything I've done because I've learned from it, or it's put me where I am now.
you can either run from it or learn from it.
Exactly. Don't know. Have you ever done online dating?
A loss of it, yeah. Yeah, I have, yeah. Plenty of fish days. I remember that.
I was on Plenty of Fish for a while. I actually had a date which was quite bad. I was chatting to this woman, and she was the bank
Woman.
manager of NatWest, and she had an Audi TT and everything, and she had a staff. She lived in Northampton, in the town centre. We had arranged for her to make a curry, because I like curry, and go around the house and have a meal, yeah? And I was late turning up because I couldn't find a house. I kept driving past that street. It's like the town centre's like really busy. It's really difficult to park and see where I'm going. So I got there. I must have been like half hour late. she was not happy. It's because our food's been ready. And she had a staff dog that she used to always talk about, Staffy, because I've got Staffies as well. And so I was making a fuss of it and like having dinner. I found a fucking hair. She had black hair in my dinner, and it was like this fucking long. So and it was in my mouth, and I'm like trying to pull the hair out of her teeth, really, and making her feel shit because I'm a nice person. And then I sort of like threw it on the floor, and then we had dinner, and we moved on to into the living room on the sofa, and we were sat there, and the dog jumped up, and I thought, being nice, like pay attention to the dog because she loves her dog, and you know. And then after about half an hour, I said, right, I need to go home because I need to get up early because I'm driving, like van driving. And we said, oh, goodbye and that. And then she sent me a message. By the time I got home, I opened it. It was on MSN, a message. And it was like, oh, I was very disappointed with you tonight. You turned up late. You didn't really like my food. And you spend all your attention on the dog. You know, I was in there, in the lounge waiting and all that. And you didn't cuddle me enough, and you just spent time playing with my dog. And I'm like, fuck off, bunny boiler. It's like, I'm trying to be nice. If I jumped on you and ignored your dog, you'd be fucking annoyed. And it's like, wow. And then I started blocking her and everything. Facebook, Plenty of Fish. She said, stop blocking me.
I'll find you. I'll find you. Oh my God.
That's what it was like. And she was like a bank manager. Like, fuck, take your money out of NatWest. Fucking hell. She was a crazy motherfucker. It's like, I've met you twice, bunny boiler. Wow.
That's kind of online dating though.
Desperate people.
It's a lucky dip. You never know what you're gonna get. You know. I think that's kind of like shopping online. That was like the first ever shopping online. You know. Mm-hmm. So I remember, I went on a date. I went on a date with a girl. I must have been maybe 20, 23, 24, maybe. 20, around that age. Anyway, we went on a date, and it was all going good. And you know, I'm a gentleman, so I like to ask questions and talk and ask them questions anyway, and let them talk. You know, let them know that you're not just a geezer in it for the pool as such. And we were chatting away, and she was just going on about, I've got this and I do this, and you know, this, like, questions like, what's your 5-year plan, like that sort of stuff. And she was like, well, I want to do, I want to have a couple of properties and all that sort of stuff. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, listen, you're not trying to sell yourself to me. Like, just be yourself. Like, and I knew it was all like, it was so fake and it was so like played on. And I was just like, this ain't even going good. We've only got past the stars at this point. And then she was like, oh, well, I like a man that can provide for me and all that sort of stuff. And, I like a man that will, support my needs, all that sort of stuff. Like, and I'm like, listen, this ain't going good. This is not, you're just basically giving me your shopping list of what you fucking want from a man. Yeah. Anyway, like, at that point, I think I was just like shut off from the relationship. I was not relationship, shut off from the date. And I was just like, great. This is just one of the ones that just didn't go well.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to the toilet, as you do, in Prezzo in Northampton. Anyway, I went to the toilet and I was I think I was texting my mate telling him about what's going on or whatever. And right next to the toilet is the fire escape. Right. And literally, as I come out of the toilet, there was a waiter there going into like the kitchen bit at the side. And I said, mate, can you get out of that door? He said, yeah. I said, I'm on a date and it's fucking going shit. I was like, I'm just going to go. I was like, I can't go out there. I was like, I can't go out the front because I'm going to walk right past her. And he said, do you want me? He said, do you want me to let you out? I said, can you? So he let me out and I just left it, went.
Wow.
And just, did a walkout, did a date walkout.
Did she contact you after?
Yeah.
Fucking
and I
wanker.
Said, no, I just said, sorry, I felt really sick and I didn't want to come out. I was sick and I was like, I had to go. And she was all right about it, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't actually anything bad about it. She was all right.
No.
But I was just like, I've had some dates, but like I think that's the only time I've ever been, that's pretty bad to ditch the date, ditch the date halfway through. But then it's puff, isn't it? Plenty of fish, man. It was always a face picture. I don't know, that sounds really shallow, but boys did too. But there was always a face picture, and there was always a picture from like 10 years ago. So then it's like I used to go on dates and look. I used to go on dates and look for that person, like because I was never I'd never stand outside looking like a dickhead or anything like that. I'd be like, right, I'd wait at the bar and have a drink or whatever, and just sit on my phone and pretend to text everybody when you were texting nobody. I'm just doing business. So I used to do that, but do you know what? I'm so glad that now I'm a settled down man and I don't have to do any of that. And
he's found the one.
Make an effort for the one woman. Yeah. She's everything. She's brilliant. I'll make effort for her, And we've been doing date nights and stuff and days out, and that's awesome now. I love all that sort of stuff. But
that's good.
I wouldn't want to do online dating at my age now, because what is a bloke say between 30 and 40 who's single? Seriously, how the fuck do you do that? How do you get on these online sites? And
don't know. We need to get some people on who do online dating. We can have a chat with them because I think that's interesting.
Yes.
I'd really love to speak to people and find out.
Yeah, if you're on an online dating profile, we'll give you a little shout out too. Well, we'll give you a little shout out on our Instagram. We'll put you a little page out. Yeah, just to hear about it, what it's like this day and age. I mean, I know some guys that are single that still date, and I'm like, seriously, man, I just want to put my feet up and fucking.
It's a lot of effort, isn't it? Preparing, going on the date.
That's what I mean.
Pretend to be nice, trying to get your end away.
Trying to live that life now, trying to date somebody now. It'll be too much.
Too much hassle. I mean, I'm nearly 42 and I can't be arsed with all that shit. If my wife leaves me, then she fucking leaves me. I don't give a. Well, I do give a fuck, but you know what I mean. It's a case of what will be will be, and then
what will be will be. It is what it is.
And what a lovely way to end the show.
I'm not going to say what we've not talked about.
Two things we've not talked about.
COVID and death.
No, you fucker. Anyway, yes. So, I really enjoyed today's show. Thank you very much, guys, for listening and watching. This has been Niall and Miki coming at you. Do.
Episode 19. Over
Done.
and out.
See you in a bit.
Out. See you later.
Bye.